Now, the next thing I want to talk about in terms of hardware option is the Insta360. I actually never owned one. It's very interesting because it's a 360 camera. So what you end up is actually a spherical video, and YouTube supports these videos. So you end up a video in which you can pan within the YouTube UI. And I've linked a video that somebody else did where you can play with that. That's actually a fairly old video. By now, they have newer models of the Insta360 that are slightly higher resolution. Yeah, it's quite cool as a way to give people the option to kind of follow maybe where they were on the field manually. Now, one thing to keep in mind with the resolution is that when they sell you 8K, it's 8K of the spherical video. So if you turn that into a flat video, it's actually much lower resolution. They do have a mode where you can do flat video recording, but then of course you lose that ability to the panning, and in that they support 5.7K but only at 30 FPS. So I think it's very cool to have that spherical video, but overall if you want to get highlights, the GoPro is way better. Now the next thing is the Veo here, and this is the luxurious option. It's probably the best compromise that you can find. So what's interesting about it is it has actually two 4K cameras in here, which record simultaneously. And then they use AI to convert all of that into one video. And then they have a virtual camera with AI that's panning within that 180-degree view. And so this is amazing for analytics purposes because you essentially have the entire field recorded. Their web app makes it possible for you to pan with that and create clips with manually panning the camera. So it's really, really great for that. They also have the ability to do the live streaming with this, but it comes with a 90-second delay. And that's kind of the time that they give their AI to process everything. And I imagine that they are also using it to kind of figure out different follow path that it could follow, and then in retrospect kind of decide which one was the right one. The live streaming is an additional update or add-on, and this entire thing requires a subscription, making it very expensive overall. And it's the proprietary system, so if you don't have a subscription, this thing will do nothing for you. They have a lot of analytics that they can do. Some of it is part of the basic subscription. Other things like personal highlight videos based on shirt numbers and things like that come with even more costs. But essentially you can, again, for analytics, it's amazing. For live streaming, it works decently. It's a little bit ridiculous. They have no way to feed a mic into this. So what I usually do for live commentary is I hang a small speaker up right below the Veo Cam, and then I attach my mic receiver to that speaker so that I can, get live commentary into it. And obviously replays are not possible with this. They do have the ability to do what is instant replay, but that requires, you can only view that on your app. So it can be interesting as a coach to be able to show people on the sidelines something that just happened. But you need a big coaching staff to be able to do that. Now, I want to do a brief sidebar on tripods, and that brings me actually to another problem of the Veo. So this Veo camera here is actually a replacement unit. The tripod tipped over, and this triggered, you see this little red dot here. So that should be white, but this is the G-force indicator. So because it's red, it means that Veo will not, do any warranty replacement or repairs on this. In fact, they don't do any repairs at all. So this is horrible for sustainability. The only thing that they do is then sell you a camera at a cheaper rate. There is one guy in the UK that repairs these cameras, and I have a small video from him as well, but they don't do repairs, and I found nobody else that can do repairs. Make sure your tripod is able to withstand the winds that you're dealing with. And so, you know, the cheaper tripods are lighter, smaller, but they don't stand as wide, so they might be more susceptible to wind. Higher end tripods also come with options to strap them down with wires or ropes, I should say. And then also, of course, you can use sandbags to just make the tripod heavier. But tripods are absolutely impractical. You know, who carries around like kilograms of sandbags with them? Yeah, maybe if you have a car, it's doable, but even then it's really annoying to carry those to the field. A little bit more practical are water bags like this here. So here you can fill them up with water and then you put them on the tripod and attach them here. And then that way you can put weight on them. Now, the next option that you have is using a camcorder. I bought a camcorder from Panasonic. I think it was a really good camcorder. Bought it used. It was like $200 or something like that. And I recorded a couple games, also linking one game here. The image stabilization is pretty good on these things nowadays, so you can handhold it, but it gets very tiring very quickly. And there you will have to kind of move the camera around. And so if you're paying attention to what's happening on the field, you tend to get like sidetracked, and then you're not pointing at the right place anymore. But yeah, if you have it on a tripod and it works pretty decently, I would very much recommend getting a Sony or Canon, because they support the Land-C or something like that standard, which makes it possible to buy a zoom rocker. I have a image here, and that allows you to basically have one hand that does the panning left and right. Usually you don't actually want to tilt up and down that much, so you might even want to lock that down on your tripod, and then you have the second hand to use the zoom rocker.